Hi everybody, Dugras here with Dugras Reports. A little over a week ago I put a poll up on my YouTube site that asked if I start doing videos with less editing that's more just me and a camera talking, would you still watch? Somewhere between 85 and 90% said yes, I'm just here for the content. So I'm going to take you up on that. So I'm driving to work today. I work from home all but one day a week, but one day a week I have to go into the office in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. And I decided I'll just do a video right here while driving, and my dash cam will pick up the audio. Today I'd like to talk about a concept that I don't know how to label, but I'll call it the weird dilemma of being fake rich in the credit card points and miles world. And what I mean by that is, if you start taking a lot of trips that are paid for with points and miles, are your friends going to think you're wealthier than you actually are? And is that a problem, or is it not a problem? For example, in my case, I'm an average Joe. I work a 9-to-5 job, very average statistical income. My wife works at a small private school. She works about 32 hours a week, no benefits, does not make very much money. But having said that, she was talking to her boss about next year's contract. And of course that involves how much you're paid, and it never feels like it's enough. And like most families with inflation, we're having to pinch every penny. Excuse me. And she said something to the effect of, here, we're going to take this really fancy vacation this summer. We're going to England and Sweden, flying in business class. I almost don't want to go because it's going to seem hypocritical if I take this super fancy trip, and here I am, trying to negotiate a little teeny tiny increase in my salary. Well, what do we do about that? I'm not going to not take the trip just because other people might mistakenly think we're wealthy. And I suppose this is one of those things where it strongly depends on what you have going on in your life or your circle of friends. So I know there's such a thing as keeping up with the Joneses. I tend to come from a moderately conservative background. Most of my friends attend church, where to a degree, and you can take this way too far, but to a degree, modesty is a virtue. Living within your means is a virtue. A lot of the Dave Ramsey crowd, frankly. Buy your cars with cash, that kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of no one says it out loud, but there's a little bit of a bragging rights in how poor you are. Or maybe not how poor, but how frugal you can be. Buying dented cans on sale is looked at as something to be proud of. Not that all my friends are living in squalor, but, a whole lot of average people trying to live within a very average budget to maybe sometimes a little above average, sometimes a little below average budget. So, for us to fly business class to England, fly over to Sweden, fly home business class from Sweden is not normal. I mean, I've had friends who've taken mission trips where they say something like, I flew to South America in coach and I'm 6 feet tall, so my legs were pinned up against my chest the whole time and it was miserable. So, do I have an answer to this? The, people misunderstanding and thinking you're secretly wealthy because you're taking these awesome trips? Well, there's a couple points. One is, I think it's important to point out that you're traveling for free or very cheap. So I'm not going to put this video on my personal Facebook page. That would probably create a lot of awkwardness. But, once we go and I have kind of a breakdown of here's how I paid for it, yeah, I'll throw that up with a thumbnail, and I realize, less than a third of my friends will even bother looking at it, but it'll say right on there, how I went to England and Sweden for free, or something like that. You and I know free is not really free. At a bare minimum, you have to count like the annual fee you paid for the credit card that got you the points that got you to Europe. But sometimes we have to oversimplify things for the understanding of the masses. So that's one step. The second step is just keep talking about it. You know, not everyone's going to be interested, but a few people are. And hopefully someone can say something like, man, did you see Doug and his family went to Sweden this summer? What's up with that? And someone else can say, oh yeah, I talked to him about it a few weeks ago. He has this, I don't know how he does it, but he has this credit card thing where he gets all these massive points and turns them into free trips. So just tell people about it, you know, be a missionary of points and miles, spread the good word. And then lastly, I think be charitable. You know, help other people book motel rooms. Help other people book travel for friends and family. And you don't need to do it braggadociously, but you know, what goes around comes around, and people will know you by your fruit. I'm not going to go out on, you know, Twitter, which I don't even have Twitter, but I'm not going to go out on social media and say, hey, I helped pay for a plane ticket for this missionary, or whatever. You know, but just do it quietly, be nice. And sometimes it might be as simple as like recommending a motel, or if you have a free night certificate, donate that, or you know, the young family in your church that needs a babysitter, say, hey, you want to take 5,000 of my Hyatt points and stay in a Hyatt? You know, those things will help people understand that, you know, these are rewards, these are points and miles. I've been diligent, I've done all the right sign-ups, I've tracked my spending super carefully, I've gone to the right store at the right time and bought the right gift card to hit my spend bonuses or my category bonuses. And I think that helps. There's always going to be people on the periphery, though, that don't understand and will probably think I'm, you know, pulling in $150,000 a year, which is not even close to the reality of it all. Well, that's my video. Just a little bit of a thought exercise. Do you have any suggestions? Put a comment in the comment section. I'll try my best to personally respond. Is this something you've run across? I'd love to hear your anecdotes, suggestions, or questions. As always, may your spending be frugal, and may your points be plenteous.